My guests in this episode are two very inspirational women, Virginia Belt and Sarasa Fejo, two instructors that have developed a series of classes on dance and movement for people that have visible and non-visible disabilities such as Parkinson's and blindness. Now, if that's not impressive enough, one of the guest instructors in their upcoming festival is paraplegic. What was your excuse again for not working out today? I had a talk with Virginia and Sarasa to learn about their program, which is designed for both students and dance instructors to learn how to work with these populations. Access Dance Festival is a 501c3 charitable organization. So if hearing their story inspires you in some way, I encourage you to visit their website, accessdancefestival.com, and make a tax-free donation to them directly. Now let's meet Virginia and Sarasa. Hi, Virginia. Hi, Sarasa. How are you?
Hey.
Virginia is coming to us from, is it Portland? Are you in Portland?
Yep.
Portland, Oregon. And Sarasa is?
I am in Ecuador, but normally I live in Scotland, in Edinburgh.
Yes. Okay, great. So we're crossing multiple time zones today. Great. Well, thanks for joining and being part of this. I wanted to learn more about the Access Dance Festival. I'm also curious to know what was the inspiration for this, and was this an outcome of the impacts of COVID-19 on dance schools like yours?
There was an opportunity with the Federation of Scottish Theatre to be an assistant director or to work with someone in a project that will benefit somehow what I have been doing already. I am the artistic director of an international festival called Playful Fest, International Playfulness Festival. So I called Virginia and I said, if I want to learn more about accessibility and inclusivity. So I asked Virginia, what kind of project can we do with your organization in which I can bring what I know by having done an international festival online, but also that I can learn something about inclusivity because I have still lots to learn. So Virginia came with this idea of let's create an inclusive festival, dance festival. So that's how this is the start of the Access Dance Festival with a lot of laughter.
Yeah. Now,
and jokes, yes.
Yeah, of course. That's always the best way to start everything, just by having fun. But let's get specific about what you mean by inclusivity, because I think your take on this is very unique. So you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I teach a program that's called Dance for Parkinson's Oregon. So it is a dance class that we teach to people who have the neurological condition of Parkinson's. And it's a lovely, lovely format. It can be adapted for many, many uses. But of course, COVID comes along and there is not going to be a way for us all to be together. And so we had been investigating, how can we adapt? What can we do to come online? And then I started this conversation with Sarasa, but I was talking about, I love this format. I think it can reach many, many populations. And since we're looking at accessibility and inclusivity in its whole, what can we do to provide for that? What can we do in this situation to make that available? But particularly because my passion is dance, my passion is working with this group of people. How can we bring other dance instructors and more inquisitive dancers to this art form? And that was sort of the genesis of Access Dance Festival. Now, we knew from the very beginning we were not going to be able to include the entire realm of access and inclusivity. While we have closed captioning this time, I was not able to bring in ASL or BSL interpreters for the deaf. That is something I would love to see, because what happens, particularly with dance, what happens is it's a group of people that come to a space, and it's a shared love and it's a shared joy, and amazing things come out of that because those minds come together, because those human bodies come together, and they create. So, it's just a wonderful dance, and the dance classroom and working together is just a wonderful place to come together for like minds, and a great way to meet other people
Absolutely.
without having to actually talk about the disease or the condition, right?
Right.
We all know we may be there. But on top of that, how could we then make dance instructors or people with non-disabilities more comfortable with working with populations? Where's a safe space to come?
Yeah.
A, it's a classroom, but B, Zoom can be, if we set up our parameters as we'd rather you ask the question than not ask the question so that we can start the conversation.
Absolutely.
So it's a big ask, but we're
Right.
starting small. We're starting small, and off we go.
Sure. Okay, so yes, let's break it down. Starting small means what? How do you embark upon this?
Yeah, starting small. I made a wish list of instructors or classes we wanted to offer, and Sarasa, you helped me with that. That was lovely. Of just things I wanted to see, and perhaps Pamela Quinn, who is a person or a Parkinson's patient of 25 years, was a professional dancer and now teaches the Dance for Parkinson's program. I wanted to work with her, right? I know she has this Parkinson's lab. So really starting with people that you may know or have met and would like to strengthen that relationship with, who you would like to offer an opportunity for them to have perhaps a larger audience. So it just started with that small list. And then we did one where we called in and asked, and it was a cold call. You have no idea what's going to come.
Right.
And both worked. But once we got to about 5 or 6 offerings, we were both feeling like that's probably plenty this time, right?
Yeah.
Because we're dealing also with populations that they themselves are having to adapt to this online format.
Yeah. Sorry, can you just clarify, what do you mean by offerings?
I mean presentations or classes.
Okay, got it.
So we have Pamela Quinn coming in. She is also teaching for the national program out of Brooklyn, New York. So she's teaching the PD Movement Lab. Then we also have someone from the audio description community who will be teaching a class for anyone of interest, but particularly geared towards dance teachers and how we might incorporate more audio description into our work in the classroom. We also have Sarasa, because she's from the International Playful Festival. We have her teaching what was the final name that we discussed?
Playfulness skills for dance class and daily life.
In daily life. We are also offering just, at any point in time, a burnout and boundaries class for dance instructors. So tips from the therapist chair, what are the offerings?
Right.
What are the offerings that can just make, dance instructors are all trying to move to the Zoom platform. How can we, help them just in their general life and then feel comfortable moving towards more inclusivity? So, and I had never seen anybody do that before.
So Virginia, what I'm hearing is that this program is designed to train the instructors. Is that correct?
Correct. So there are classes offered for dance instructors, and then there are classes offered for dancers. We have our special guest, Kitty Lunn, who is from Infinity Dance Theater. She is a dancer who had a fall, and now from 20 plus years has been using a wheelchair and started her own company in New York City. She has trained Mark Brew, who is the artistic director of Access Dance, which is an inclusivity dance company in California. And she has trained Alice Shepard, who now has her company. So she is coming in and she is teaching a session of how to transpose dance for the wheelchair. So we're having a section of that for dancers and a session of that for dance instructors. So again, creating those spaces where those minds can come together.
Kitty's story is really compelling. Would you be okay recounting that?
It was, as my understanding, because of course Kitty tells it better. She was running to catch a subway train, in New York, slipped on ice, fell down a set of stairs.
And became paraplegic.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know, she was sharing with us this story that the doctor said to her next day in the hospital, the doctor told her, this is how you are going to be the rest of your life. And she was like, okay, thank you so much. And she went off and she went to dance classes, and she wasn't being accepted to dance classes because she was on a wheelchair, and they didn't want wheelchair users or wheelchair people on wheelchairs on their classes because of, I don't know why. Right. And she started transferring what she learned as a ballet dancer into her body. And 37 years later, she was meditating and she heard this voice telling her, you need to step, you need to get up and step, do a step. And she did this without thinking. She stood up and she took a step. And now she has a show, a video where she gets up of her chair, she do a step, then the other dancer that can walk come to pick her up. She put her hands on the dancer and they walk, and this is how this show finishes. And I was in tears when I watched this, you know. So what she showed us in the interview is that dance and working with what you have. She always said this in the interview. You need to work with what you have. You need to start with what you have. And she started with what she had. And she has gone so far to train these two marvelous artists that Virginia mentioned before. But also in herself, she went beyond limits. This is why it's so remarkable, amazing and inspiring to hear her and to be with her in the same space. Oh, because she showed us that there are no limits. You can do what you want. You can step up, walk. Even if your doctor says you are paraplegic, you can say, yes, you can think what you want.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and think about what a powerful metaphor that is for all of us, really, whose lives have been turned upside down in this last year.
Right on.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, to me, the metaphor is always the choreography. Okay, this choreography didn't work. Now with COVID, it's new choreography, it's new skills, it's ongoing training, creativity, you know, the metaphors abound. And also I think that thing of, thank goodness we have this opportunity through Zoom rooms to talk, and our two brains came together, and that seed of bouncing ideas off of each other, that human beings like to do that. We like to bounce ideas off of each other. And that helps us make our next new step or our next new world.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and so I'm sort of reminded on a daily basis as we continue to invite and work, but you can just see everybody's kind of going, oh, okay, yeah.
Right.
Just, you know, reminded that that's how we work as humans.
Sure. So do you think this video conferencing and kind of remote classes has facilitated this? Has it helped to create that sort of safe environment that you're talking about?
I think it's just going to be different. To me personally, when I'm in a Zoom room and it's just the 20 of us and the walls are clear to me, you know, and often in these rooms, you know, we're stating, here's our group protocol, right? It feels like a very, very safe space. Yeah. However, for years and years and years, being in these big open spaces, dancing, when you're with a group of people, that also has its set of protocols and how we are. Sure. But they feel different. They do feel different. I do think for access and inclusivity, I do think this Zoom or the platform of working online together is going to become more useful. Okay. Simply because it's in your home. Yeah. Yes. So you're not having to find a way to get somewhere, to find your ride, to, you know, or in the case of Dance for Parkinson's Oregon, what we do is we go to the facilities in which we're working in. Sure. That try, you know, different groups are under access oftentimes simply because they just can't get there.
Sure.
Yes.
Right, physically
Yeah.
get there. And so we tried to really reach out and be in a number of different areas. So I think for some groups, this is going to, I think it's just opened up a whole new avenue,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
another group of classes that you would have or teach. And I know some theater companies, I think, are really discovering that they're going to have a platform that's online and they're going to have their live
Yeah.
stuff.
That's great. So has
Yeah.
this helped you to also reach new audiences that you wouldn't have had you not been forced to kind of use the Zoom platform?
We have new students that have started to attend. Other students are starting to find us. Typically, it's more about trying to find a way for people to have better, a better computer, it's access,
Right.
can they even afford a thing? So it's a little bit of both. And I think I'm just going to be interested at the end of the festival to sort of see again how I feel about the Zoom space in the room, and also what that may feed going forward into new audiences.
Okay. Yeah.
I
So
think
your company, is it a 501c3? Are you able to accept donations? Are you able to get government help in any way?
yes,
Okay.
which is why the bursary from the Federation of Scottish Theatre was tremendously helpful, because that helped me bring Sarasa on board. And she had already had experience with certain applications. What's our best ticketing route? What's the best way to do the most straightforward, clear, concise, accessible website, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's been a huge learning curve for us. We've still got lots to learn, but we had a place to start.
Yeah. And I want to add, because one of the things I have learned in this position, it's how to listen to other people. Like I thought I listened to others until I am working in an inclusivity festival, where it's not only the colors I like on a website or my brand colors, it's about what colors I can use so people can read better the information, So it's kind of like it has touched the sensibility, my sensibility or my kindness, to be so open, to be like, it doesn't matter what colors we use, it need to be clear. So it cannot be pink and yellow and blue, which in my website has all the colors in it. It's how can I make my work so clear that everyone can read it, like everyone can access it. How can I make the information so clear that they don't need to remember again where is that email, because it's all in the same place.
Got it.
Yeah.
It makes us kinder.
Right. Yes, it's turned you into website designers. So you've learned a new skill.
See, who knew?
Fantastic. So your dance festival, the dates are February 15th to the 21st. How can people watch it, participate in it?
So it's accessdancefestival.com. And then right there on that opening page, you can just click on, there's a description and a picture of the photo of the class, and you can just click on those and purchase that way. What we have tried to do, again, thinking about inclusivity and that kind of thing, depending on what the class is, particularly for Parkinson's, there are medications that group of people take. So there are times of day that are typically better than others for a class to occur. So on that Tuesday, we're offering it kind of mid-morning after the breakfast and that kind of thing. And the other thing is, because I wanted those same group of students to be able to attend another class, then the next class for students is actually on the Thursday, right? Because it's exhausting.
Oh,
You take the class and you need a nap, and you need a break. Your body needs a break, right? So I put something else in between those 2 days. So, it's really also thinking about what is a schedule that is reasonable, not only for people in times of COVID, but for the particular students we're bringing in.
Yeah.
When is Kitty herself? When are the instructors? When is Kitty herself? What's a good time of the day for her? Right?
Right.
Yeah.
Of course.
And she's like, oh, I'd love that because I'm a little more awake then. And I'm like, great. Yeah, which I'm kind of liking because it's just forcing me to continue to ask, again, the sensibilities to ask more questions, to be just a little more thoughtful. So,
Wow. Well, should we all, and we should all be, shouldn't we?
well,
Right.
we try, but this is really, again, there's just always more you can learn.
Yeah.
Every day.
Every day. Yeah. So yeah, come join the festival because we're not going to, it's not a 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. at night. You can come once a day and just step on in.
Fantastic.
I think the only day it's Saturday that there are three different events, but only one is for dance inquisitive.
Yes.
And so it's only one, and then the other two it's for dance teachers mostly. So it's kind of like the more intense day.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Will there be any performances that just the general public will be able to watch?
Not this year.
Okay.
But, I'm glad you mentioned that because I was looking at something last night and I'm like, ooh, when we do this again, we need them to come and perform,
Sure.
or show their movie. There's a lot of documentaries and movies coming out that are fabulous. And I'm like, this is the platform for it.
Right.
So,
yeah, well, who knows?
The wish list for next time is huge.
Yeah, well, who knows? Maybe there's someone out there listening to this right now who is a documentary filmmaker and is compelled by your story and is going to reach out to you. So let's hope for that, right?
Yeah, wouldn't that be lovely? Yeah.
So what is the pricing of the classes, Virginia?
So the pricing ranges from free or complimentary to $15 a ticket. There is also a discounted pass if you come and attend. If you want to attend all the classes, you could certainly do that. And beyond that, we also have a group discount. So if you have a group of 10 or more that are inquisitive or want to dance, contact us and you'll find it right there on the website and we'll help you out.
All right, fantastic. So yeah, one more time, ladies, please give everyone the website address, how they can contact you, any social media pages. Go for it.
Do you want to take this, Sarasa, or do you want me?
Yes. So the website, it's accessdancefestival.com. And on Facebook, you can find us the same, Access Dance Festival. And the email is the same at gmail.com. So if you know the name of the festival, you can reach us.
All right, that's fantastic. So, okay, thank you very much, ladies. It was a pleasure speaking with you. I wish you all the luck in the world. I hope that this becomes a regular thing. Maybe we'll see it every year, right?
Yes. Well, maybe. I don't know.
You never know.
Anything is possible now.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for this lovely platform. Really.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's my pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, great.
All right, take care.
Talk to you later.
Take good care. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Oh.